So, Osgo Live 18.
Yes.
The third instalment of the trilogy.
What's the date again?
12th of October, which is a Friday. So we can't have Friday the 13th this year because there isn't one that suits. So it's Friday the 12th of October. We can't use our strap lines that we wanted to use last year, which I was vetoed against because they were slightly rude. So, Osgo Live 18, you're going to be coming and doing a bit, aren't you?
Apparently so. So I think it's really quite scary and quite worrying. But it's worth it to get another mug if there's mugs on offer this year.
Well, we'll have to see, won't we?
Yeah, we'll have a discussion about that. And I've actually come up today to collect this mug, so I'm quite pleased about that. It's going to take pride of place in my clinic.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, I think that we have a problem collectively as podiatrists in connecting in an authentic way on scale. What does that mean in English? I think we stop ourselves communicating with the general public quite a lot about who we really are, and I think we spend quite a lot of time talking about what we think the public wants to hear from us, and I think we sometimes miss the mark. And this is what we've been discussing today about what you're going to do at Osgo Live 2018. So, what are your thoughts on that? About, do you agree or do you disagree?
No, I agree entirely. I think one of the biggest problems is connecting with the general public, and we've talked about this today. The fact that we're trying to communicate a lot with our colleagues in medicine, and we're trying to use big words, and we're trying to use all these metrics to measure and show effectiveness of what we do. And we know we're effective. We know what podiatrists do. We know the good things that they do. But if we can't explain that to the public in simple terms, then we're missing our main audience, and we're missing the people who come and see us to get better. And I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that we don't like being vulnerable. We're uncomfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We're uncomfortable with being seen that we maybe don't know everything, and we maybe haven't got all the answers, and we're maybe not perfect, and actually maybe we're not human beings. And I think that's probably going to be one of the biggest parts of it. It's about, I'm going to say, exposing ourselves, and I don't mean it in that way, because that would be very, very bad. That gets on the news, wouldn't it? But I think it's about showing people what we truly are like, and it comes down, as we've said, to know, like, trust. If people know what you like, they can trust you, and they like you, and they will come and see you as a patient. So I think there's a lot of work we need to do that, certainly in terms of our perception as to the public.
Okay, so where there's a fear, isn't there? I know I always feel a fear every time I get in front of a camera. I feel more fear in front of a camera than I do in front of a live audience, because I feel like I've got a little bit more control over that, and I can see what's happening.
And you don't know what I'm going to say next. That's always a good thing as well, isn't it?
So there's a fear, isn't there, which stops people, and I completely understand that, because that's a very real thing. But there doesn't seem to be a huge amount of fear around not doing it. But personally, I think the consequences of not doing it and not engaging with the general public, I think the consequences are much worse than the consequences of doing it and getting it slightly wrong. And I think it's those kind of trade-off of fears, isn't it, of which one is the worst thing for us in our practice and which is the worst for us as a profession.
Absolutely. It's what are we running away from, what are we running towards?
Yeah.
You know, what's the carrot and what's the stick? And I don't think, I think that the carrot for us is about saving the profession and making sure the profession is as good quality, as oversubscribed as it possibly can be, and we have as many patients as we need for the future, because people always need foot care. The opposite end to that, the stick, is what's going to happen to our profession if we don't do these things? Where does it go? Can other people do what we do and do it as good as us? I think that's a really important question. It's not a question which we can answer on our own, it's a question which every individual podiatrist has to ask themselves. Absolutely. And everyone's motivated by different things. Everyone has a different carrot and a different stick.
Yeah.
It's finding the one which does it. But
quite rightly as well. So, I mean, you're notorious for producing video content, great videos, and it always entertains, and great images as well, and you really do put yourself out there and do it, which I think is fantastic. I'm guessing that you have some elements of fear, and you have to have a conversation with yourself sometimes to convince yourself to do it. How do you do that? How do you overcome your fear?
The biggest fear is people aren't going to like it.
Okay.
Followed by the biggest fear that people are going to be quite vocal in their hatred. Now, actually, that, on reflection now, that's a really good thing, because if people are saying they hate what I do, at least they're talking about it. There's nothing worse, I suppose, than having no one talk about you at all. But how do I get over it? I think it's just you be yourself. I am me. I've got various drawings of ink on my skin which I can't change. I I can accept myself for what I am now. I still find that I sound particularly brummy when I listen to that brumme, when I listen to myself play back. I'm not a particular fan of certain of my facial features, but I know that when I'm on camera being myself, that's what people see. And when they come to me in the flesh as a patient or as a colleague, they see exactly the same person. And I just do it. You just talk to camera and do it. So even though the camera's over there, I'm not particularly fazed by it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't script it too much. I kind of have an idea in my head about what I'm going to do, but I just run with it, see where it takes me.
Okay, so is your natural preference towards doing video, doing public speaking, writing? If you had to choose a medium, what would it be for you?
Video seems to be the thing I'm drawn towards.
Okay.
Seems to work well. Writing I can do, but I find it takes the time to actually sit down and do it. And written word is great. The pictures and the edits I do on pictures, they stop people in their tracks and they either make people laugh or feel very unwell. That again, if a picture speaks 1,000 words, video, I think video speaks far more than 1,000 words, and I can get a message across very, very quickly within a minute to 2 minutes, which would probably take a whole blog of 5,000 words to do. So I'm drawn more towards video. Seems to be the thing which suits me.
Okay.
So I like it's good.
So you're going to be doing something at Osgo Live. We're not sure exactly what yet, because we've only really kind of been. We've not even started fleshing it out. We've kind of got the skeleton there. Well, we've got a title.
You asked me the question, and you asked me if I wanted to do something Osgo Live, and I said yes before you even telling me what I was doing.
Absolutely,
which shows trust.
Which is a winner. So it looks like Dave's running all the administration. Dave's doing the entire marketing for us. He's going to do the whole shooting match.
Just like last year, then,
yeah, just like last year. So no, I think where the value is really going to come for the delegates at Osgo Live is getting a little bit of the understanding of how you do the stuff you do by putting yourself out there and promoting podiatry, promoting your practice, networking and engaging with other podiatrists and looking for a better future and finding a way to do that sits comfortably with wherever they are, with what tools they have around them, and also give them a few strategies for them being able to say, the conversations I have with myself, a lot of that stuff isn't real, and it's stopping me from getting the things which are a really good outcome for me.
Yeah, the thought of what it's actually going to be like is far, far greater than what it's actually like to do it. It's that barriers we put up.
Yeah. I think it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm wondering how I'm going to get all of that content though into a very short workshop.
It's 42 minutes and 30 seconds. Whilst entertaining, we need 17 jokes, and we need some red shoes as well.
They have to be clean jokes.
I don't think we should change your personality too much.
Okay, yeah. They're definitely not going to be clean jokes then, sorry. No, I'm looking forward to it, it's going to be brilliant. I mean, Osgo Live last year was amazing. I'm just going to say that I thought it was absolutely brilliant, and the feedback I've had from talking to other people there has been nothing short of amazing. It's as a conference, it's a game changer. That, and there's some other conferences going on around the same time which had a very, very different format. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on for 2018 as to keeping it fresh but still keeping that energy as well. It's very exciting.
Absolutely, and that's the challenge for us in that we set up to create something new. So as long as we're constantly in a set-up mode of creating something new, then hopefully it's always going to be fresh. And I think we've got to be prepared to do stuff that hasn't been tried before, that feels a bit different. And we've got to accept that the whole package isn't always going to be 100% polished and perfect for everyone, but hopefully we learn something every time and we give some value to people in an area that they've not realised they could extract some value before. And that's quite an exciting thing to be part of, something that's so fluid and dynamic. But we're excited. We also know how much work it is, having done a couple of these now. So we're also drawing breath and getting ready to go again as we start the plans and the build-up, and it's all beginning to come together again for the 2018 conference. It's exciting, and we're delighted to have you back on board again.
Thank you very much. I'm really chuffed you've asked, actually. Scared witless, but that's all part of the fun, isn't it?
I don't believe it.
Thank you.
Super.